He is cute.
He just woke up here, looking around like what's going on.
So, kind of like we talked about over the phone, incision and drainage of this abscess. Dr. Degani is our anesthesiologist. He's wonderful. He'll come in and kind of talk to you if he hasn't already.
He already did.
Okay, perfect. So, it'll be pretty straightforward. You'll go off to sleep with the, you'll have a little mask that you're breathing, but with the medicine through your IV. He'll put in a little breathing tube just to protect the airway. I just do this all through the mouth, open the mouth, we look at the spot. It's kind of like we're going to take the tonsil out, but we just make a small little incision and drain the abscess. I was telling her we typically don't do a tonsillectomy on the first time with no history of bad sleep symptoms or other things, because her risk of complications after a tonsillectomy is higher if it's an acute infection like this.
Okay. Why, so, is that because it leaves a bigger space?
Because it's very inflamed, and so it's hard to get control of bleeding, so it can bleed more, and it's also a lot more painful, and so they have difficulty with dehydration. If this becomes, your risk of getting another abscess is about the same as it would be if you've never had an abscess. Getting an abscess is really rare. But if this becomes a problem on a second time or anything like that, we would just take the tonsils out. Or if you had issues. But
is there a suture or anything, or is it
no suture? So we leave.
You don't really need
so
that.
We leave. There'll be a small little incision that's probably.
Does it still keep draining out of that?
It will, maybe. Hopefully we get it all out, but it closes up within a day or two.
Oh, okay.
And it's not really a concern as far as too much stuff draining out or anything like that. I was telling her a lot of times the pressure and the pain is a lot better afterwards because there's not there's not that pressure, and so the pain can improve quite significantly. She'll be sore still. We'll see how she does.
Does she change her diet or anything?
Soft diet for a week or two, kind of thing. But just avoiding things that are really hard or crunchy, like apples, carrots, chips, pretzels, those kind of things. Things that could get kind of like stuck back there and hurt it or injure it. You're probably not going to want to eat a whole lot like that anyway.
And then when do you think she'll be discharged?
So the question is, could she go home today versus she'll have to go back to the floor,
right, because
she came from the floor. The question is, can she go home tonight versus tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning?
Is it better to monitor her overnight, or? We
can, and it might be better to see how she does tonight, make sure that she's drinking enough, right, and then switch her to an oral antibiotic and send her out tomorrow morning. Okay. So that would probably be the better of the two. We could go home as early as tonight, but it's kind of a question of she'll have had an anesthetic, she's already had issues, conservatively, probably watching her overnight might be the better option, but I'll be rounding early tomorrow morning, as long as I'm not stuck in the OR, and so we could get you out like right after breakfast kind of thing, if that works.
I think that would be good.
Okay. So Mom, I just need you to sign right here.
Yep.